Wi-Fi. Stupid. Click, connect. But it could be brilliant, smart. It could engage. It could welcome you. And because 80% of the people who are on that site are Wi-Fi dependent, it could be an advertising battleship.
So I would like to introduce you to the first really simple and effective way to manage hotspot welcome pages for venues. This is an example of what we built. This hotspot landing page is the first thing that the visitor of any venue sees when it connects to their Wi-Fi. Like if you came here for the first day, you would connect and you would see this. This is pre-made application and a pre-made system that allows you to change offers, put up different applications or advertising from your partners with just a click and a few keystrokes. So here we actually have paid advertising apps, local content that is relevant to the user visiting the site, like I want to know what are the top 10 restaurants around. And we actually built this as a platform. This is an example of dumb Wi-Fi. This is the same thing, same technology, hosted on McDonald's hotspot solution where they do absolutely nothing with it except put their logo and a connect button. This is a wasted opportunity. You don't bring any value to the visitors, they don't get information, they don't get to communicate with McDonald's and say if they are bothered with something. It's just a logo, and that's about it.
So we launched slightly more than a year ago from Split, Croatia. We built and tested our platform on first 50 highly visited tourist locations like hotels, bars, public locations, and even buses. And during first 3 months, we got our first 100,000 unique visitors. Our advertising click-through rate is astonishing 5%, and we are so sticky, people are staying for 45 seconds on average on our landing page. And meanwhile, we got 2 rounds of funding from 11 Startup Accelerator in Bulgaria.
So what's the future? Future is where we have a captive audience of affluent consumers, conferences full of doctors, folks like you, people who drink brand name liquor, buy perfume, brand name clothes, the cruise market, airport duty free. It's an endless list, but we're very focused and very targeted. So let's look at the conference market as an example. This is an enormous market. We're all captive. We all want to know where the airline schedule is. We want to know where to eat. We want to see that special app for the conference. We can deliver this customized, customized application program to any exhibitor at any conference, turnkey, ready to go, and generate a minimum of $25,000 per conference. That's a very conservative figure. And why it's a conservative figure, next slide, is because conference exhibitors spend between $30,000 and $80,000. So generating a small piece of that from each of them will generate lots of money. We make money 3 ways. We make money, as we just explained. We can revenue share, we can do white label, and we also can focus on top-tier advertising agencies. I have a 40-year background in advertising. I know all about media, how to buy it and sell it. So when we talk to Publicis or Saatchi and say, look, you guys handle Chivas, we know your market, we know your audience, you're spending a lot of money in print, you're spending money in outdoor, you can't use TV or radio, but you can reach Chivas drinkers at a conference, at a duty-free shop, on-site, 2, 3, 4 times, for much less money, much more bang.
So this is the team. Mr. Robert Aronson, as he said, with 40 years of marketing experience. Mr. Andrei Stilenko with 15 years of experience in R&D. And me as a CEO, well, some leader and an idea creator. So we are looking for passionate investors who are willing to go with us on this adventure and make this a global brand and a $1 billion company. So thank you very much. This is all from us.
So, cool. Yeah, we have a couple of mics.
Well, I liked how you estimate the market, 2% of the global advertisement, but can you estimate it down up instead of top down? How many Wi-Fi spots are there around, and what is your average revenue per spot?
Okay. The beauty is we don't have to be Boingo. We don't need 500,000 sites. We need to go to London. There are 15 international conference centers. We need to sign up 2 or 3 of them. That'll get us at least 120 conferences a year, and at $25,000 a conference, there's a revenue. So we need to really find the best venues with the best kind of captive audience, the most affluent consumers, and those are the kinds we're mentioning. There's specific cruise lines that don't use this, specific conference centers, even, for instance, destination resorts. A ski resort would go crazy for this.
25,000 per conference, where this comes from?
Well, we based it on what the average exhibitor spends to bring people to the conference, to have its booth. Pfizer's a good example, and we just estimated that we would have the landing page would have, the welcome page would have at least 3 or 4 rotating major sponsors. Of course, the restaurants in London would want to be on that list. They would pay for that. So we just basically monetized it using the data that we could get, and 25,000 was a conservative figure.
In terms of the monetization of the actual landing page, as you showed an example with multiple elements, one being, you know, the bank, I think, and stuff like that. Where do you see the strong points in that? Because I'm wondering, is 45 seconds that the people spend on that site is actually good or bad? Because do you want people to go as fast as possible to the guy that's actually going to pay you money? Or are you relying on more brand-related things that, you know, you just wanted people to spend and look at the gorgeous display?
This what we showed was basically a initial idea with a kind of a static advertising. We are now actually focusing on interactive advertising, which engages people up to several minutes. We are partnered with some companies who have built solutions for interactive advertising, so we don't have to develop new applications. We just host their solutions there, and we do some business deal with them where we actually share the profits.
Can you give a very simple example? Maybe what in the cruise or in the hotel in Split, what could be that kind of interactive advertising?
Well, when we started, actually, I built very simple applications. Like one was the e-menu, that you can actually connect to Wi-Fi anywhere with any restaurant who has the app and check out what's on the menu. I had a Call the Waiter app, which is a real hit. You know, you sit down, full restaurant, the waiter doesn't notice you. You connect to Wi-Fi, press a button, there he is. He saw the call on his PC laptop in the bar. Or some feedback app, like send feedback to the manager if you were not satisfied. So,
One of our early adopters was Collectiva. It's in 6 countries. They wanted to be on our welcome page on all of our sites. And you click Deal of the Day on Collectiva, and then you're into their site, which sees in English all the different deals for restaurants and auto rentals and tour excursions. You click for currency rates. It's sponsored by the bank. Airlines sponsored by Croatia. So people really travel around. We can follow their clicks, wonderful metrics. So it's quite successful.
Got it. Maybe one short last question. Do you have a rough feeling what is the monetization strength of one login, basically? You know, how much, you have a rough estimate? How many cents or dollars or whatever you can calculate?
This is an embarrassing response. We've spent almost all of our time on what you see and how it works, and as little time as possible, and as an advertising guy, it grieves me, on monetization. We still got 25 grand, but we really wanted to make sure, do you like it? Do you use it? Is it working? Is it comfortable? And now we're starting to say we can really start doing this, yeah.
Understood. Okay.
I have to understand the product better, actually. You guys just work with the players that provide Wi-Fi to conferences and just supply advertising to them because they do not have any connection to advertisers, or you become a player that actually comes to conferences or organizers and say, we will roll out Wi-Fi for you, you know, meeting these specs, etc., in terms of bandwidth, and you interconnect with operators, etc. Where do you stand actually there?
We actually stand where VMware is in data centers. We are for Wi-Fi infrastructure. So you have all this infrastructure and people doing it, but no one does proper landing pages that are interactive and bring money. So we are trying to provide a global platform where anyone who has any kind of infrastructure on Wi-Fi can just type in a few parameters and get instantly on this interactive landing page and start monetizing on their users. We don't go to the venue, we don't install, we don't maintain, we just provide the software as a service basically. And built on that, we have an ad network as a consequence.
What about competition? I've seen plenty of other landing pages and many of them also with ads on them. Pretty good, some of them.
Are they interactive and able to support apps?
Well, maybe they're not, but you know, the competition not necessarily means kind of they should be better. They may be more successful.
If you ask the venues, I would say that it needs to be better. If you ask advertisers, an ad on the page is enough. But
still answering my question, who is your fiercest competitors? 1, 2, 3?
Maybe J-Wire, but still they are on the point where they just have ads and are basically a parasite on a network. They don't bring any added value, at least from my opinion.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I like the T-shirts very much.
I have one very short question. You mentioned that you were looking for funding. How much are you looking for?
Well, we are right now we have specific goals in mind, so it's about $500,000, but it may go up and down depending on how our business evolves in the next few months.
Okay.
Because we have some deals going.
Thank you very much.
And with $1 million, we don't have to worry about our competition because we can go crazy really fast.
Okay, thank you very much, guys.